Tuesday on federal criminal contempt charges for former Trump advisor Steve Bannon for refusing to comply with the committee's subpoena, a move President Biden supports 100%.
I hope that the committee goes after them and holds them accountable.
Should they be prosecuted by the Justice Department?
Yes.
Joining me now, Congressman Adam Schiff, member of the Select Committee on the January 6th attack, chair of the House Intelligence Committee, lead impeachment manager at the first of Trump's 2 Senate trials, and the author of the new book, Midnight in Washington, How We Almost Lost Our Democracy and Still Could. Chairman Schiff, thank you so much for coming back to the Sunday show. Let's talk about what's going to happen on Tuesday and the potential of criminal contempt charges for Steve Bannon. What's the process here?
The process is on Thursday night, we'll be voting on a report in the committee. The report concludes that Bannon should be held in contempt. He failed to appear. He has no reasonable explanation for that failure to appear. And that will then go to the full House. The full House will vote to hold him in criminal contempt. And then the Speaker will ultimately refer that contempt to the Justice Department, where the statute says that the Justice Department has a duty to present it to the grand jury.
And so I just want to make sure I heard you correctly, that Tuesday isn't the day, it's Thursday?
Tuesday. I'm sorry if I said it's Tuesday that we'll take up the report. And we'll pass it out of the committee on Tuesday. I don't know the date that we will take it up on the floor. We hope to take it up very soon. But we're not messing around here. We're moving very expeditiously. To me, this is an early sign of whether our democracy is recovering. Whether it's true that no one is above the law, that the rule of law must apply. So we intend to go after anyone who doesn't provide information that they're lawfully compelled to our committee.
Which leads me to wonder, there are other people you subpoenaed. The Select Committee subpoenaed Kash Patel, Mark Meadows, the former chief of staff, Dan Scavino.
Scavino.
But Scavino, yes, Dan Scavino. Sorry about that. But from what I can tell, the committee hasn't taken any action against those 3. Why is that?
We've been engaging with the counsel for a couple of the witnesses. One of the witnesses was served late. But look, if we get the sense while we're engaging with counsel that they're not serious, that they're trying to delay, then we will move forward as we did with Jeffrey Clark, a senior Justice Department official. We have been engaging with his counsel, trying to secure his voluntary testimony. It wasn't getting us anywhere, so he was served with a subpoena. And that's going to be our approach. We try to get voluntary testimony with those that we expect to be hostile. Sometimes we go straight to a subpoena. And Jonathan, one of the important things about a prosecution here is that when the Justice Department brings charges against the first person, in this case, Steve Bannon, that will send a powerful message to other witnesses that they better cooperate, or they too will face prosecution.
How likely is it that the Select Committee will call on Donald Trump to testify?
I don't know the answer to that. Ultimately, that'll be a decision that we'll make as a committee, and our chair will announce if it comes to that. But one thing that we are very uniform on, Democrats and Republicans on the Select Committee, is that no one is off the table. We will go where we need to go to get the evidence that we need to present to the American people and write a definitive report of the terror of that day and what we need to do to protect the country going forward. And one of the biggest black boxes in terms of the unknowns is Donald Trump's role. We know that he incited the insurrection, but what was he doing on the day of the insurrection? Why didn't we have troops come reinforce the Capitol more quickly? And what did the president know about the propensity for violence that day in the presence of these white nationalist groups? There are a lot of unanswered questions.
The clock is an issue here for the Select Committee. It's anticipated that Steve Bannon is going to challenge his subpoena, which will tie it up in the courts for a long time. In 2023, after the midterm elections, there will be a new Congress. And so is the Select Committee worried about the calendar and the clock here impeding its ability to get at the truth, to fill in those puzzle pieces?
Well, we feel a real sense of urgency. We have to acknowledge that, look, the president is out there pushing the big lie as we speak. The big lie that led to the first attack on the Capitol, it could lead to another attack on the Capitol. Although, Jonathan, what concerns me the most, frankly, is this insurrection by other means. These efforts around the states to strip elections officials of their jobs and their responsibilities and give them over to partisans and partisan legislatures. It seems the lesson that Donald Trump learned, and I write about this in the book, is that where he failed in the last attempt to overturn the election was in not having secretaries of state who would ignore the law and do his will. If Brad Raffensperger wouldn't find 11,780 votes that don't exist, then Donald Trump is determined next time to find someone who will. So we feel a great sense of urgency to protect the country. Look, my expectation is we stay in the majority. But regardless, we're going to move